Hello, my Tee It Up friends. I hope everybody is hanging in there and doing well and enjoying your Easter weekend. So, I'm doing a recap of last week's Tee It Up Tuesday. So, we analyzed Phil Mickelson's swing and we observed how, even though he had some tendencies to, disconnect, he had the ability and so beautifully to recover and bring his swing back in and be able to perform the impact and follow through necessary to get his ball where he wants it to go. And that led us to the swing characteristic of the week, which is the chicken wing arm. And that is just losing, of course, again, your stability, your connections necessary to keep everything in alignment that helps you get your ball impact where you want it and when you want it and where you want it to go. So that led us to the movement of the week, which led to shoulder girdle, rotator cuff strengthening, and how important that is. All right, so we focused definitely on the upper body last week. So I had one band last week. Today I'm using one band as well, but I'm going to perform it differently. We can get a double, a 2-for-1 in this particular movement. I have to say I like it better. So you're going to take your TheraBand and you're going to have to make whatever adjustments necessary in order to get the right amount of tension that works best for your body, and I'll talk about what that looks like. So you're going to take your TheraBand. I like to start with my hands just a good bit outside of my shoulders and then stretch those arms out, and then I want you to stand in front of a mirror so that you can level your band. You will be able to see it in relation to your shoulders, okay? Now you're going to take your level TheraBand and bring your elbows right up against your sides. I'm going to step back a bit. And so here you want to once again eyeball in the mirror whether one hand is higher than the other. You may witness in mine, I've had a lot of injuries on my right side from my shoulder, my elbow, and my hand, which has then of course started some arthritis situations in my right side. So you have to be able to eyeball so that you know if you're working in balance. All right. Now, here I have both elbows. I've leveled my band, and now I'm holding it with my thumbs. You can grip it. You can do a grip like so. You just have to make sure that you have the right amount of tension. All right, so I'm going to just keep it here. So from here, you're going to, with your TheraBand balance, you're going to open and you're going to close. You're inhaling, opening, you're feeling the shoulder blades come together, and you exhale very slowly, release it. Inhale, open slowly, exhale to close slowly. When you open, I want you to feel the belly zip up as well. That's going to give you more structural support. Exhale, you're releasing, and you should be feeling some action going on in the upper shoulder blade region. You should be feeling the direct shoulder connection in the shoulder joint. 2 more. Inhale, you open. Exhale, you close. Inhale, you open. Exhale, you close. So I had all fired up. I could feel directly here. I could feel, as I said, around the shoulder blade area, and that is going to help build strength and stability in the shoulder girdle. All right, now we're going to the flexibility. We need to have mobility in the shoulders as well, otherwise we get too rigid. So favorite thing to do with the band is that you take your hands out on the strap as wide as you feel like you need to. Once again, eyeball in the mirror to make sure that your band is level, and then you're going to start to bring the arms up over your head. Now again, you want to be mindful of getting out of balance. So I went a little bit intentionally to the right. I'm going to bring it back so that I'm framing my head equally. Then you want to make sure that your arms stay straight. So we don't want to go over like this just yet. There is a movement I like to do, but for right now we're working on just basic mobility in the shoulder joint. So settle the shoulders. So you're going to be able to maybe see how my right one gets a little bit challenged because of just the injuries I've had over the years. and you're going back behind you. Now, you may not always go all the way behind you. That is perfectly fine. Your range of motion is really where your edge is how far can you go without having the need to do this, which happens all the time. So you go back, you start to find where is that edge for you, your shoulders tell you, and then you touch that edge and then you bring it back. Now, but on that note, I always say we can go a little bit more than we can. We're going to have to release a little bit of the fear. Some of us have a lot of fear that keeps us from going to the maximum edge that you are able. And when I start to teach this, more often than not, in individual sessions, clients are able to do far more than they ever thought they could. So this is just an excellent movement to do, I would say, every day, and especially if you're going golfing. You make sure you do this shoulder mobility movement. You can do it with your golf club. It just doesn't have as much give. And I really do encourage starting by looking in the mirror so you can keep the balance, because again, more often than not, as I tell everybody, we are twisted. You're going to be a little bit out of balance, all right? So just making sure that you have that equal distance between arms and ears and your arms stay straight. So there you go. So we did strengthening of the rotator cuff. We did arm, shoulder mobility, all using a TheraBand. Very easy to do. So there you go. There's a recap of the exercises of last week, strengthening your rotator cuff. Make it a great day on the golf course, and we'll look forward to seeing you next Tee It Up Tuesday.